And hello all, I am Dove. So I was watching my old videos, as one does, and I came to the most shocking revelation. They're not good. So today I'm going to be revisiting one of the concepts of my earlier videos. In this video, I'm going to be going over some Roblox games that come up when I search Mario. For the first game, I decided to try out a game titled Obby Mario Block, which is a rather interesting name. It sounds like we have a really cubicle adventure on our hands, oh boy! Before seeing the cubicle adventure we have on our hands, let's check the description. Escapa del Castillo Infinito de Mario y Atras Juegos. Tell me how I butchered that one in the comments below. You spawn in the room from Mario 64 where you can enter Bob-omb Battlefield. Well, we'll just have to go see what's outside the door if we can't go into the painting. What the dove is this? That, my friend, is Obby Mario Block. See, it's a fitting name because you start out on blocks. Mario blocks, that is. I didn't think I could jump high enough to progress, so I did the only rational thing in that situation. Use some random guy's leverage. It's just the same blocks until we eventually reach pipes. Hey buddy, I'm suing. Those aren't Mario blocks. False advertising, SMH. Once the pipe section is over, we get to a new section, and we get to see the beautiful skybox the creator picked out. I got confused here and thought there was two different paths, so that's why I went downwards. The confusing part is, I don't know what kills you on the water. It like makes you slide into a wall, so I thought that's what killed you. But then, not going into the wall also damages you, so I don't know what makes the damage happen. Moving on from that, I actually did the platforming this time. Once you get to the end of this section, you're treated to a very beautiful rendition of Sonic. Gamer Dove had this to say. So we have a Sonic portion. I guess this is a reference to Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. The famous crossover. That's of course a render from the recent one. Sonic was sick. That's why they canceled the series. He got sick. He had a fast recovery, of course he did. But, he started associating it with the Olympics. That's why he doesn't want to do it anymore. Thank you, Dove. Very funny. After a quick ascent up a rainbow staircase, we are treated to the guessing doors, which I immediately cheated. Everything past here is just a generic obby, so I'm gonna skip straight to the end. I tried putting on the glowing angel wings in Halo, but I guess my soul is too dark and twisted because they came on as black angel wings in Halo. After that, I went to go paint myself, and I decided to be blue. After chilling in the hot tub, I decided to go see these guys, who were watching the beautiful sky. Whoa. Outside of the theming in the first couple sections, Obby Mario Blocks is a pretty basic obby game, all things considered. Basic platforming, basic ending, a typical obby, really. For the next game, I decided to play Mario. It was unavailable though, so I decided to go play Peppa Pig House instead. Now that's a Mario game. I remember when Peppa was in Mario 64 and she said, "Oh no, Mario, we gotta save my family." I'm far too excited to play Peppa Pig House to even think about reading the description. We gotta get in there, and we gotta get in there now. The first thing you're greeted with upon loading in are 3D models of the entire Peppa Pig family. I decided to go look at Bugalo 172. "Hello, Peppa," they say. The same 3D model of the entire family is actually all around the map, which I guess can make it look like they're there with you while you're exploring the map. A very ominous sign is outside Peppa's house that simply says, "Come inside." Inside, on the wall of, I think, the living room, is what I assume to be the creator. The magnets on the fridge spell out bird, A-E, which is not a word as far as I'm aware, but maybe the dictionary just hasn't hit me up yet. In Peppa and George's room, there's like what looks to be a crime scene, like the chalk they draw around dead bodies. I think that's what that is. I haven't watched the show, I don't know if you could tell, but crime scene in their bedroom, I don't know what happened. Peppa even has a sign with her face on it outside that says "Come inside." She wants people to see this. This is what she wants. I believe it to be two very lumpy guys that were murdered here. That's my theory. I'd say get MatPat on the line, but clearly we don't need to, because I just solved it. My other theory is that maybe George's dinosaur got knocked over or something. He likes dinosaurs, right? Peppa Pig fandom, tell me in the comments below. I love engagement bait. Then I decided to roleplay myself, just like Bugalo, my hero, by saying, Cool's house, which I hope Peppa appreciates. I worked very hard to type that. After the trip to Peppa's house, I decided to go hang out in Mr. Potato Land. There's nothing really notable in Mr. Potato Land, so I'm just gonna skip right to the good stuff. Venturing over to the side, I find what looks to be photo shoot centers. You can get a picture with, I think that's a rabbit. Make sure to take your screenshots, guys, of this historic dove moment with rabbit girl. And of course we have the Peppa Pig family with a giant puddle of blood beneath them, which I believe is the blood of the 2 lumpy guys that were killed in the house. It all connects, okay? I know what I'm doing. I'm a certified theorist, of course. After that, I decided to go check out this beautiful obby. But I thought I should examine every surface, so I fell down into the pit to go see the minions and 3 piggies. Across the obby is just another copy of the house. Overall, if you're a Peppa Pig fan, this game might be good for you. But if you're looking for Mario games, this is not the one. It does not feature Mario. For the next game on our list, we're going to be taking a look at Mario Blocks, which is a rather interesting name. I do wonder what it could mean. Upon spawning in, my focus is immediately drawn to the dash/roll button right above the jump button. I try it out for a minute, and then I go over to look at the game passes that they have on offer. After messing around for a minute, I notice a giant sign that says event on it. Going through the Minecraft nether portal leads me to a bread shop, an excellent one at that. I go around collecting these weird golden things, but there doesn't seem to be any sort of counter on them, so I wouldn't know what they are. Heading inside, I see a sword that I immediately grab. I also randomly obtain a giant loaf of bread for some reason, which teleports me directly to the bread shop in the specific position. Heading back to the mainlands, I'm met with an obby. All of the platforms look stunning, but I'm not sure how much of it the creator actually did, considering everything else is just a grey void with a nether portal in it. Nothing really interesting or funny happens past this point, so we're gonna be moving on. Mario Blocks is an okay game, but I feel like the main obby course of it is probably a free model, considering the other things around the map, and thus I'm not too inclined to give the creator too much credit. The bread store was kind of cool, I guess. That's my thoughts. Next up is Mario Kart. The cars don't work, and this game is boring. Moving on. Next up is Super Mario Runner. You know, I do think it is quite a shame that the only way to play a Super Mario Auto Runner game is to hop on Roblox and play hit game Super Mario Runner. Because, like, it's a genius marketing tactic. Nintendo could make millions. I don't know why they haven't made one yet. This game is like every other 2D auto runner I've ever played on Roblox, which leads me to believe that it's some form of free model game or a very easy tutorial on YouTube or something. There were a couple unique aspects, such as the stats screen at the ending and the jump boost pads, which I have not seen prior. But overall, it's a pretty basic 2D platformer game. Moving on. Next up is Racing Mario. The description simply reads, fun, which is rather ominous. You immediately spawn in on the track where some cars sit. I opted to immediately leave the track to go explore. I went inside this weird room where they had a toad with a microphone, decapitated Mario, and a glowing star. I don't know what happened to you, and I don't think I want to. Also, decapitated Mario's body is shaking, which is kind of weird. Star does nothing. I checked. Heading over to the corner, I found a weird porch with the United States Army logo on it. Maybe it's to stand for a guy to sit on while he does army speeches. A buff noob started chasing me out of nowhere, so I got in my car and I drove away. This game also has a very interesting looking thing near the edge. I believe it's a single brick with a ton of particle effects slapped on it. And finally, going back to the title of the game, it's called the Racing Mario. I head over to the track and get on a car and prepare an epic gamer race. Also, the buff noob was on this track for some reason. I don't know how it got there. I struggled for a minute, but eventually I managed to proceed and to get to the end. The pipe at the end does not lead you anywhere. There is a flagpole at the end, a statue of Daisy, and a giant trophy that says, "You win!" Mario Racing is a really strange combination of concepts and free models. There's only one track, but it can entertain you for a good 10 minutes or so if you're exploring and looking around at everything like I did. And thus, we've reached it. The strangest game on this list by far. Mario Tomato Tower. Developed by a group titled Mario Tomato Games, and with a very clearly AI-generated image as its thumbnail and group PFP. Their group description says, "We here make high-quality games about or with Mario Tomato, our hero." Which, I think implies that Mario Tomato is helping them develop the games. They also have an upcoming event titled New Levels at the end, which I guess that means there is more Mario Tomato Tower levels to come. Oh boy, I can't wait! But hey, maybe the game inside is better than the packaging. Like a box full of coal with diamonds inside. Nobody's playing, very good sign.
It is me, Mario Tomato.
It's not. Mario Tomato Tower is a simple obby game with images of an AI-generated tomato wearing a Mario hat with facial hair, horrifying by the way, stamped all over every surface. I jumped over a couple of platforms just to find out that they disappear when you jump on them. Which, cool concept for obby, keeps you moving, but I don't know if it's like all of the obby or just that part because I got too overwhelmed by whatever this was and left. I'm considering making a full-length video on just Mario Tomato games, so let me know if you want that. It's a pretty weird set of games, it might be pretty interesting to go over. The next game I played was Escape the Evil Mario obby, which is just a reskin of Escape the Evil Manager obby. One of those games, developed by those guys. They were too lazy to even rewrite the description, so I'm just gonna skip over it. Next up is Mario vs. Sonic Juego para Pasar el Rato Update 5. The description reads, "Contiene referencias a juegos y muchos lugares para descubrir." I don't speak Spanish, I don't know if you could tell. The area you start in is just a free model with some minor tweaks, so we're gonna be skipping straight to whenever I go out of the free model to go explore around a bit. Before that though, I find this weird owl thing, I'm not sure what it is. It kind of reminds me of the thumbnail for 99 Nights in the Forest, which I have not played, maybe it's from that. And also this weird shaking image of a guy with a melting face. Hope they get better soon. Everything on the ground is just a collection of free models, which I find very strange. I journey past this weird looking Goomba and over to the arcade machine where I do a brilliant impression of Homer Simpson. Yeah. This game is dope. Dope! I'm Homer Simpson. That's what he sounds like. The arcade machine that he's playing on with Super Mario Bros. On it is the most detailed machine in the game by far. It also has random details on it, like SMG4 on the back for some reason. Aside from Homer, though, there's not really too many interesting cameo characters that have awesome dialogue. So unfortunately, we will be having to move on. In Homer's words, he would say, yeah. Dope. The final video is Mario 666, which I immediately found interesting due to the castle looking like it's in complete agony, and the I believe to be Russian flag. Mario 666 is another 2D platformer game. However, this one is rather interesting because it's trying to be a 2D Mario platformer game. Something akin to Mario 85, I believe that was the name. It's like this big evil Mario guy and he has like bloody eyes or something. I'm not a Mario creepypasta expert. Sorry, pasta heads. I failed you all, I'm so sorry. This game is not very interesting, unfortunately. It might be interesting, but I just simply was not good at the platforming. The sprint button on mobile is not placed in a very good way. I cannot easily go from jumping to sprinting, and thus, the harder challenges are a bit much for me. Actually, let's play one more game. My favorite game, Mario the Elevator. I'll boot up Mario Tomato Tower.